Hello from the Wild Medicine Conference. I am Michelle Rigling, the co-founder and director of the Wild Medicine Conference, and I want to share a special invitation with you today. This is a call for stories, for poems, for artwork, for recipes and remedies, all that are going to go into a collection called the Wild Medicine Companion. This book is going to be a collection of original writings and submissions from our wild community that will be available at the 2026 Wild Medicine Conference and probably online after the conference this summer. So, I want to tell you a little bit about how this works, the types of writings and submissions we're accepting, and how to send yours to us. So, the first thing I want to say is that you do not have to be attending the 2026 conference to submit a piece of writing or artwork. You can just be being a member of our wild community and the herbal community. We welcome your submission. There are lots of different categories of submissions to kind of give you an idea of some of the things that you could consider sending in. I'm going to share a few that we've listed on our website. But before I forget, I also want to share that there is a page on our conference website dedicated to the companion where you can read all about this and get some inspiration on what you may want to write about or submit. So that web URL is wildmedicineconference.com/companion. So, here are some ideas for submissions. You can submit a plant experience or an encounter that you've had with a plant. This could be fiction writing or it could be nonfiction. It just needs to be an original piece of writing. You could submit wild medicine materia medica. So, you can think, is there a plant or a mushroom that you've studied and experienced in great detail that you'd like to tell us about? Maybe you've encountered a unique medicinal property of a plant or a mushroom or a tree that differs from common materia medica. So you can submit that in either a form of materia medica or as a story. Another thing that we are accepting would be mythic medicine stories or herb lore. So these may be tales that you've created yourself. These may be legends that have been passed on through your family, or your culture, but just anything. I mean, this is a really broad category. So plants, mushrooms, trees, all of nature, a mythic story or some lore. Another idea would be nature-based mystical experiences. So maybe you've had a mystical experience or even a psychedelic journey that involves a plant or a mushroom or another nature being. It could be synchronicities or dreams or visions or nature quests. So we'd love to hear this type of story. Another category is original poetry, any style of poetry. Um, Another is artwork. So this may be photography, it may be a painting, it may be a sketch. Another category, kind of shifting gears a little bit here, would be wild crafting recipes. So think things like fire cider salad dressing or dandelion root cookies or foraged fungi cream of mushroom soup. What recipes help you bring the forest into your food? So in this regard, you could think of like a wild medicine cookbook that you're contributing to. In the same vein, we will accept folk or family remedies. So this is an opportunity to share folk medicine recipes or herbal formulas that are easy for anyone to make. Maybe there's a special homemade herbal cough syrup your family has relied on for generations, or an herb infused oil that you swear by. And lastly, we will accept ecoactivism articles. So maybe there's a wild medicine related cause that's really close to your heart, or you could submit some research or a call to action that fits within our conference mission. So these are some categories that we've come up with. However, I want you to really think outside the box. And if there's something that you're thinking about, a piece of writing that you have, or a piece of writing that you want to do, or some artwork that you want to create, that doesn't fit in one of these categories perfectly, as long as it fits in with the scope of wild medicine and has something to do with plants or herbs or mushrooms or trees or nature, we would love to consider it for publication. So, all submissions are due by February 20th, 2026. We ask that you submit them by email, if possible, to wildmedicineconference@gmail.com. We ask that writings be submitted in Word attachments if at all possible, and other forms of artwork can be sent in PNG, JPEG, PDF, those common a release form that you'll need to send us along with your submission. You can email us for one of those release forms, or you can download it on the website. It's a very short form, but just goes through a few things, giving us permission to publish your work in our publication and making sure that you're not already maybe committed to some other publication in some way to not submit this particular piece of writing or artwork to another publication for a specific amount of time. Sometimes that happens, so we just want to make sure that those boxes are checked. And other than that, I do want to also let you know if you're watching this before February the 12th that we have a free online wild writing workshop on the evening of February 12th. This is going to serve a few purposes. One, it's going to give you some dedicated time and space to work on your writing. So a good piece of this workshop is actually going to be silent time where everyone who's participating can just have a little bit of dedicated time to work on their story or their writing. So if you've already got something you've written recently or maybe even a long time ago and you want to come and refresh it or edit it, or something like that, it's perfect for that. We're also going to be offering some prompts and some inspiration, some questions to where if you're writing, if you're not really sure what to write about, but you'd really like to contribute to the companion, you can come to our writing workshop and get some ideas. And then the last thing we're going to be offering is some feedback and kind critique to anybody that wants to share a piece of their writing and get some suggestions before they submit it. And so whether you're looking for some dedicated time to kind of give you some space to write or revise something that you've written, you want to start a new piece of writing, you would love a little information or some prompts to do so, or if you want some feedback on something you've already written, this free virtual writing night is totally for you. So anyone can join. There are limited spaces so that we can make sure there's time for everyone to share and get some feedback if they want. And like I said, it's February 12th, 2026 online, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, so that's 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time, and we would love to have you. So again, you can see all of this information and a little bit more at wildmedicineconference.com/companion. And we really hope that a lot of people participate. We're really excited about this project. I think it's going to be really fun. It's going to be special to have a paperback or hardback book that we can hold in our hands versus having something that we download or read on our screens. But to be able to carry this around like a companion, and be able to read poetry and stories and recipes that have been shared by our fellow wild community members. So thanks for watching this video, and if you have any questions, reach out to us via email, and I look forward to reading what you send us. Thank you so much, and hope to see you at this year's conference.